What's up out there? Welcome back to some more Melvor Idle. And just as I got the Township video out yesterday, we had a big batch of information get dropped on Steam today. So let's dive in. I'm not going to bother linking this. It's out there on Steam. I'm sure I saw it on Reddit too. So if you want the notes, I'm going to skim through the notes here. I've got a big bullet pointed list of stuff to talk about. I'm not going to read the notes verbatim. You can go read them if you want. I'm just going to cover a quick synopsis of what it has. So let's dive in. First and foremost, the patch is going to be coming in a few weeks. They didn't specify exactly when, but we are going to get a patch that's going to completely redo Township as we know it. So first and foremost, as soon as I saw that this patch existed, or before I made the previous video that I did actually, I went through and removed all the mods that I had out from the mod manager that had anything to do with Township. I had two, and basically all they did was one showed the way your town was laid out. The other one had some other stuff for building the town, but I didn't really use either one of them anymore. So I ditched both of those. Probably a good idea to go ahead and just get rid of those ahead of time. Whether you wait until the last minute before the patch kicks in or not is up to you. But probably want to get rid of those because they will be irrelevant at some point. Township is completely changing. We are moving to a no negative or risk of failure mode. So the old system is, I don't think this old system's really bad, but it just wasn't really well fleshed out. And you could brick your town fairly easily by running out of food or something like that. And then you'd have to restart. Now, apparently a lot of people really hated that. I didn't mind it so much because once you got your town equilibrium, got a little equilibrium into the town, it didn't really matter. But if you got sideways on it, you had to restart. And the idea that they had going where you would experiment with the town, all that's great until somebody whips out a spreadsheet and says, this is the most optimal path. And then you just follow that. You know what I mean? So I love the idea that there was experimentation here, but once you get somebody that just mathematically calculates the whole thing out, it kind of just removes the point of all of it. So they're basically reworking this whole thing, and it's, as we dive into this, you'll start seeing that it's going to be more of a streamlined thing, and you're not going to be able to experiment as much. They are moving to a passive tick system is what they called it. It's going to update every hour. And your existing ticks are going to convert over to these legacy ticks that you'll be able to spend off. Every 12 current system ticks is going to equal one legacy tick on the new one. What do we get? A tick every 5 minutes or something like that. So 5 times 12 is 60. That's why you get one per hour, one of these legacy things per hour. So whatever you have left over is going to end up on the other side, and you're going to be able to spend it. Now, here's the question. So if you're like me and you have your standard account that's fully finished, like I have full completion on that account, so I don't really have anything to do aside from maybe adjust Township. However, do I spend the ticks beforehand and make money? Do I hold off on those ticks and spend them afterwards to try to push my town along a little bit faster? Because I'm wondering if we could speed our towns along a little bit by getting free ticks or whatever that we've saved up. Now, like my hardcore account, it's maxed out. So, but I'm still playing the game. I'm still working on things. So I'm going to be able to take advantage of, these Township changes a lot better. On my adventure account, I think I'm going to hold off on those ticks altogether and take them on the other side. My hardcore account, I haven't decided yet. I may spend some, I don't need money though, so I don't really need anything. At this point, I think for me, I'm going to wait until we get the patch, and then I'm going to spend my ticks then and deal with it all then. I don't think I want to spend them beforehand, but something to think about is, do you want to spend them beforehand to get as many items, because they're making significant changes that you'll see here in a minute. Do you spend it all ahead of time, get all the money out of it you can, get all the items out of it you can? Do you take advantage of what's here now, or do you wait for what's coming? Because what's coming is going to be vastly, vastly different. There is population, happiness, education, and health changes. So XP is now going to be equal to population. Happiness increases the population by a percentage and can go over 100%. Education increases your resource production rates by a percentage. It can go over 100%. And health affects population. Starts at 100%, goes down by 1% each town update. Town update being every hour, I presume. And then potions and herbs will restore health. So basically, if you don't do something every so often to help your town out, your town's going to suffer, and it's going to, uh, you're not going to have as many resources generated. You're going to lose population. Things are just going to decline. So you're going to have to basically input things into it to keep it raised up. I kind of get the feeling this is a mixture of, say, creating, when you use your summoning tabs in like combat or some other skill and it raises the XP in summoning, or like when you're farming and you just go check it every once in a while and cash in on whatever crops you've got. I get the feeling that's how Township is going to be. It's just kind of a background thing. You just go check it every so often. You're not going to have to micromanage it as much as Township currently is. Like right now, you really, to take advantage of everything now, you really need to let it sit for a long time, have a bunch of ticks built up, and then spend quality time on it. And this isn't going to be like that going forward. They have removed workers completely. So workforce is gone. You don't have to worry about that. Just build the building. You're going to get the resources. Other things that have been removed. They've removed map selection, biomes. I presume, I think there might be some, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. It says they removed biomes. I put it in my note, but I don't remember exactly what they said about it. Citizen age and death, all that's gone. Workers, citizen menu, that whole citizen side of this is just going to be gone. I don't think anybody ever looked at this or used it. This whole thing is going to be gone. Trader GP limit, that's gone. Food, coal, and clothing use. So you're not going to have to worry about keeping the people warm in the snowlands or cool in the desert or whatever. All that's gone. It's just going to be gone away. And then finally, buildings have been redone to not go negative on resource generation. So you're not going to lose anything as you go. Building system is updated to a set number of buildings. It will be the same for everyone, and you can build them in a different order. So, like, you may have, I don't know, however it is, it sounds like there's a set, like, say, the grasslands might have 10 houses and 2 repositories. So somebody might come along and build 2 houses and 1 repository, and somebody else builds 2 repositories and 5 houses, whatever. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to be able to build things differently. They're all going to end up in the same place with the same buildings. It's just how you develop it along the way. Buildings will now need repairs. There's a 25% chance that they degrade by 1% every town update. They cannot go below 20% efficiency. I'm going to assume they can't be destroyed. They just go down to 20% and you just get 20% of the output. There is something called seasons now. They last for 3 days, which I assume it's 3 days of the town, not 3 physical days. I'm not sure of that. We'll have to see. Different positives and negatives for each. And then there are some secret seasons to be found for certain worships. Now, the seasons is your usual stuff, spring, fall, winter, that kind of thing. And you're going to have various bonuses to various things. There is debuffs on certain things and there's buffs on certain things, depending on what season it is. It looked kind of cool. Go see the patch notes if you want to see all of it. There's a lot there. There will be casual tasks. These look like dailies in a way. So there's going to be a new one every 5 hours, and you can have a max of 5 active. They didn't really get into what they were exactly, and you can skip them for 10 million gold if you just don't want to do it. But it sounds like just stuff you would go do in the game, maybe fishing or cooking or whatever, go fight something or something like that. This is kind of how I imagine more of Township would be, is that you would go do stuff for the town in your regular game, and then you would take advantage of that in the Township part. So they're doing that. Throne of the Herald tasks, if you have the expansion, they're adding new tasks in here for Throne of the Herald. So I'm not sure if they're adding in with easy, normal, hard, very hard, and elite, or if they're going to add a whole other section, but we're getting some new tasks. I believe there's 20 in there, so it's probably going to be a whole new section, I'm guessing, for Throne of the Herald. There is a new worship. If you've defeated the Herald, you're going to have him as a deity you can select, so that'll be in there. Reworked trader and new consumables. There will be no trading raw materials anymore. First and foremost, you're not going to be able to trade anything into your town at all, period. And you're really not going to be trading anything out of your town like we normally do now. So if you go into the trader and try to sell off fish and wood and stuff like that, none of that's going to happen. I think all of this got taken out. Although I was flipping through the Reddit thing and they said something about maybe leather or something. So there might be some things that can be traded out and others that can't. I don't know. No raw materials out. There is going to be a skill level requirement for certain items, and that 10,000 item limit's gone. So they are adding, and again, I'm not going to go through them all because there's a ton of them, but they're adding 30 new consumables that consist of XP scrolls, additional resources and skills, monster respawn time reduction, resource preservation. There's a whole bunch of different ones. And this is why I was saying it's going to be good for my adventure account, because if I want to work on mining or something like that, I can get mining scrolls out that give me a bonus to the mining, or I can, if I'm trying to do combat, I get little combat bonuses. So there's also going to be consumable upgrades like the Thief's Money Sack 2. So you'll be able to upgrade some of the stuff that we have, the different sacks and all that we have in here, the different bags or whatever. So we'll be able to upgrade that as well. They have made a ton of adjustments and balances to building costs, the trader ratios, the building tier requirements. There's worship changes. They didn't really go into this a whole lot. There was some lists of certain things on there, but again, go see the patch notes. That's a lot of minutia and stuff. And for me, I kind of want to just see it in the game rather than seeing it on post. I mean, knowing that the change is coming is good enough for me, is what I'm saying. If you want to read more into it, go look at the patch notes. They had all the different values for the various things you're going to get. GP cost and earning gold. So total cost you're going to get all your money back. All right, first and foremost, you're going to get all your money back. If you've gone in here and bought all this land, like if you bought all these plots of land, you're going to get all the money back for that. So you're going to get this huge windfall when this patch hits. You're going to then have to turn around, I think, and spend some of it. At level 99, you're going to need to have invested 870 million gold into your town. At level 120, you're going to have to have invested 1.1 billion. So even though you're going to get a big chunk of change back, you're going to have to invest some of that money back in to buy all the buildings and do all the whatever upgrades, whatever all is coming with this. The big change is earning gold from Township does not start until level 99. If I read that correctly, it doesn't start until level 99, where you can build town halls. So, and then GP is based on your population. So, yeah, major changes to this whole thing. And I'm okay. Of course, I'm okay with it. I'm at 99 on all my characters, so I don't really care at this point. But it'd be interesting to see how this plays out from a new account, especially with all the different bonuses we get. This is very helpful to adventure accounts now. So you're not going to have as much money coming out of it, but you're going to have more bonuses for all the little scrolls and stuff you can get and all that. It would probably make the adventure side more fun. Like I enjoyed the adventure with this, but with the way Township is now, it just unlocked everything so quickly. It just kind of defeated the purpose of playing adventure in some ways. I'm not going to restart that account for this. I'm just going to see how it rolls into it, but, it's kind of interesting it would be neat to start over is what I'm saying. And then finally, loading into the update is going to be automatic. It didn't really specify. I'm not sure if it's going to build everything for you, because like I already have my town built, but the buildings that I have are not necessarily the buildings that are going to be, in whatever areas are there. I don't know how they're doing this. They didn't really show the interface. They showed some pictures here and there of some buildings and stuff, but they didn't show, like they say biomes is gone, but I don't know if that I don't know what that means. Like, is this whole section just gone now and you have just a list of buildings down like this? I'm not sure. I don't know how that works, or if you get like one storehouse, or I don't know. Like, is it super simple where you're going to have a house that upgrades 4 times? Or are you going to have multiples? Because like if I click on the grasslands here for town, I've got 124 estates and 97 repositories. Is it something like that? Like, do we get this part of the interface here? I don't know. They didn't really show it that I saw. And I'm not sure whether we're going to get, like right now, I am at full 120 on this. Am I going to get all the stuff built, or am I going to have to build it? I presume I'm going to have to turn around and build some of it. Not sure. And I don't know. So I presume we're going to get all our money back, and then we're going to have to go in and reset the skill up accordingly and buy everything. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I figured I would toss this one out there. The patch notes came out, and it looks really cool. I can't wait for it. It's going to be a couple weeks out. I wonder what else they're going to be changing with everything too, because I'm sure they've been working on other stuff. It feels like they've been very quiet for the last few months. So maybe they're working on, they got a lot of things cooking, and maybe we'll get some other changes in here. Who knows? Anyway, that will do it for this one. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.